All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Barcelona Buzz with my boy, Hafed, aka Barcelona Boy. What's going on, bro?
What's good? What's good? How's everyone doing?
How's your new year been, man? How has your new year been? How's 2025 been for you?
It's been all right. It's been a bit quiet, but I assume now with us returning to action tomorrow, it'll get a bit busier.
Well, listen, outside of football, New Year wasn't bad, but of course, Barcelona fans, we just can't have a great New Year, can we? Because literally, we hit the strikes midnight, and we're 2 players short at the club. And one of those players, unfortunately, has been one of our best players this season. And yeah, man, listen. Today on Blaugrana Talk Buzz, this is going to be the whole talk today. We're going to be talking about the Dani Olmo Paul Victor situation. And also, we're going to be looking, the spotlight today for me, we're going to be talking about Laporta. Because here's the thing, bro. I've been watching a lot of your videos. You come out to the defense of the president. And listen, at the end of the day, we're going to go into detail about that. Because I'm not Laporta out, right? I'm not there yet, right? But I'm going to be very honest, man. Throughout this whole situation with Dani Olmo, I have not uploaded, I have not said a word. So this is literally the first time since Dani Olmo has been unregistered where I'm actually coming out and actually speaking for the first time, right? So, but listen, before I do state my opinion, what do you think about this situation right now, honestly?
I think it's a very annoying situation. I hate that the club is in it. Why they're in it, how they're in it is an answer that nobody knows but people inside the club. But it's a situation that we knew it was coming. We knew it was going to happen last second, as it always tends to do under Laporta's tenure, and it's still currently ongoing. So there's still no resolution to it, and a situation that goes day by day. It's people's words against people's words. The main summary I would say is that it is Barcelona versus the world, as it always is and tends to be.
Straight up, really. And if I'm gonna be very, very real, listen, guys. Big up to everybody who's here. Make sure you guys smash your likes. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Barcelona Boy. His link is in the title, guys. Okay, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to him because he does a lot of Barcelona content like me. In fact, he does more Barcelona content than I do because sometimes I work and I work. I have to juggle 2 things at the same time. I'm not always available to be doing all. I try to do my best, but my guy here, he's always basically like practically every day. He's doing something on Barcelona, right? So make sure you guys go subscribe to him. But look, man, I'm gonna be very real, right? See, we all knew. Let's be real. Me and you and every Barca fan, we already knew about the situation with Dani Olmo. We knew that Dani Olmo's registration was going to finish at December 31st. This is something as a club, we basically knew more about it. I think it was basically came out there around December, in the beginning of December, where we started to really, oh, wait a minute, basically his registration will be over at the end of the month. And we were just looking at it from that point of view, thinking, well, listen, if we know this, clearly the club already knew this. So the club already, I'm sure, already have a plan and everything else, right? And for me, this is where I'm genuinely pissed off. Because here's the thing, bro. If I'm going to be real, we are now in a situation now where we've just splashed over 60 million for this guy, right? And now he's a free agent. We have to, basically by the law, we have to pay him for his wages until 2030, which is about what? About what? 40 million, something like that? That's crazy, right? And not to mention Paul Victor, but Dani Olmo is the one that we did basically, most of the talk is on right now, right? And my biggest problem with this whole situation, to be honest with you, man, is the lack of speed. You understand what I'm saying, right? How is it possible we waited until literally right at the end of the year to finally start rushing this? Like, what was the club doing? Like, that's where I'm very, very. Where I have to
you have to realize how complicated these deals are. It's not easy to go to First of all, to find an investor to spend 100 million on VIP boxes in the stadium that's not even complete yet. It is a very, very difficult task. It's not like FIFA where you can go negotiate with one click of the button, right? At the end of the day, the reason why I'm not upset like everyone else is because I'm used to it. When Laporta first came in, he let Messi go last second. We registered Eric Garcia, Memphis Depay, and Aguero last second. We registered Kunde, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Kessié last second. We registered Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo last second. Everything we've done under this mandate has been last second. In the end, it got done. So that's all you can really judge it by. If they want to do it last second, if that's their forte, crack on. The reason why they do stuff last second is because they believe that's when they get the best possible deal available to them. That's why we never signed the Nike deal during the summer. If we were rushed to do it to go back to the 1-1 rule, we wouldn't have gotten the deal that we did now, which is, of course, much more better terms, much more better conditions, and more money as well. That's how this, board operates. People don't like it. I don't like it either. But for me, the most important thing is that they get the job done. So if Olmo and Victor registered in the end, it won't bother me whatsoever. But
see,
I understand for sure that we, of course, knew from August that Dani Olmo was only temporarily registered due to the salary space used from Andreas Christensen. But, running a club like Barcelona, you can't just focus on the first team, right? There's other parts of the club. You have the women's team, the B team, the basketball team that's also going through their own situation now. The club had other priorities to do beforehand. They want to, of course, finish the Nike deal first, get updates on the construction for Espai Barca. And again, find that deal is difficult. If you remember back during the November international break, Joan Laporta was in Dubai negotiating for a deal like this. So he's been doing it since November. Maybe it was rushed the last few weeks to get this job over the line for sure. But these deals are very, very complicated. It's not easy to do. I think the fact that we have a deal in place is a very, very positive sign. In the end, all the documents were sent on time. The money arrived today in the account. So it's now in the court. The ball is now in the court of La Liga and the Spanish Football Federation in Spain, and wait and see what they decide. Again, Barcelona do have some backup plans and stuff like that, but I think the fact that they were unregistered is a bit disappointing. If of course they got it all in the end and they can stay registered, that would have been fine. But I do believe that the majority of Barca fans are blowing the situation a tad bit out of proportion for now. Anyways, if they're not registered, then for sure we can explode. We can criticize Laporta for sure, but it's not done yet. So I say wait and see what the resolution is at the end, and then come out with your criticism and or positivity, however you view the situation.
I mean, here's the thing. I see where you're coming from, and listen, I'm more of that same side. That's why, if you guys notice, I have not basically reacted, because even though yes, I'm very unhappy about the fact that, yes, just like you mentioned, we keep waiting until the last minute to do this. The problem with doing things last minute is there's going to come a moment when it's not going to work. And you understand what I'm saying, right? And for me, that's why I was like, listen, at the end of the day, this constant doing things last minute, eventually you're going to try to do something last minute. It's not going to work out. Now, we know that according to, I guess, La Liga, they've basically given Barcelona until tonight, I guess midnight tonight, to basically resolve anything. If we have any chance of registering Dani Olmo, we have to do it by midnight tonight over there in Spain. So that's like, what, 7 o'clock over here, right? So, and apparently, I'm actually reading some of the news here. Apparently, the Spanish Football Federation confirmed they did not receive any documents in the Dani Olmo case. And basically, many clubs in La Liga are basically, like you just mentioned, bro, they are making it very difficult for us. They're basically pressuring them to not accept our conditions and all of these stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, La Liga clubs are going to be La Liga clubs. They are not going to want us to be doing well. You understand what I'm saying, right? So it is what it is. My thing is, at the end of the day, this is why, for me, I said during the summer, right? We should, because we didn't sign any players, and now I think we're looking at what we're dealing with Dani Olmo is beginning to really make sense why we didn't sign any players. You understand what I'm saying, right? But then we should be more focused on then getting rid of players then, because there are players in this current squad that definitely needed to go. I mean, especially now. Apparently, Eric Garcia looks like he's set to leave for 10 million to Girona, right? Listen, man, I'm happy to hear that, man. Like, this guy is not, like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I've seen enough from him for the last 6 months. I don't think he's good enough. He needs to leave. You understand what I'm saying, right? You think about other players in the team. Clement Longley looks like he's going to be joining Atletico on a permanent deal. Great. This is all good news, right? Getting rid of all of these players, right? But my biggest problem is this unregistration is more, it brings more issues to the club than it seems. Because it's not just that we're losing a key player to free agency, it's the amount of money we have to pay him after he's gone. Now, credit to Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo clearly wants to be here. You understand what I'm saying, right? He's made it very clear. He's very patient. You understand what I'm saying? His agent has come out and said, listen, we're patient. Like, you see, he's still training with the first team despite everything. So clearly the club have given him belief. And listen, like I said, I'm not Laporta out yet. I am not there yet. Because here's the thing with me. I'm not like many fans. I'm not reactionary. Right? I'm not going to say, oh, because of this situation, this and this. Listen, at the end of the day, he walked into this situation. He has to work with what he has. And I will not hold that against him. But what I will say, but this is the thing. When it starts to be criticism, he's not escaped. He's not exempt of criticism in certain situations. And for me, where I always come from all of this is that at the end of the day, I honestly think that we need to start doing the last minute thing. I understand he's trying to get the best deal, but the problem with doing the best deal is when you're looking at what's happening in La Liga is standing on their own feet. They are not moving. They're saying, no, you need to go do what we say, or you lose your player. It's that simple. You understand what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, the losers are only going to be us. And that's where, for me, I have to look at Laporta and say, listen, you got to do better. We have to do better for our team. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's, I think since Laporta came in 2021, I think he's only made a few errors. I think the treatment of Xavi wasn't great. Of course, the situation.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, I think with Xavi, it's just the way he did it. If you want to sack him, sure, he's in his right to do so. I think just the way he went about it, behind his back in front of the media was a bit disrespectful to him, especially after he told Xavi to stay and he stayed. But you had, of course, the Marcos Alonso renewal after his first crap season as well. So he's done a few things that you can say, all right, you're human. I can only count a handful of mistakes in his 3 years, which I still think is fantastic. At the end of the day, he came into this club when we were on our knees begging for mercy. He came into this club when we were $1 billion in debt. He had the former president lie to him about how much money there was in the club. That's why we lost Messi in the end. And he's brought Barcelona now to a point where we're on the verge of being healthy. Again, with this deal, if this deal goes through, not only will we be able to register Dani Olmo, Bao Victor, we'll also be able to return to the 1-1 rule in La Liga as well. So,
please, bro, I need to work.
Whoever the next president is going to be is going to have a much easier time than Laporta.
Yeah, and you know what?
He's going to come into a healthy club, right?
And you know what? That's where this is why I haven't turned on him. Because here's the thing. I will criticize him. See, this is the thing. There's a difference between criticizing someone and turning on someone. And I feel like sometimes people think just because we criticize, that means that we are Laporta out or we want Laporta to resign. Listen, first of all, y'all need to relax. Some of the, even the people in the comments, right? I see a lot of you in the comments saying Laporta should resign and all of this stuff. Listen, man, I'm going to be very real. Even if Victor Font was the guy who took over this club, bro, he would be dealing with the same situation. Let's not kill ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't even know how he was going to deal with the situation. Now, listen, you mentioned the Xavi situation. I hated the way we handled that situation. Because I wanted Xavi to leave, but I wanted Xavi to leave on his own terms, which he already understood. He wanted to leave on his own terms.
Exactly.
And you forced him to stay, only to sack him. Absolutely disgraceful. That's not how you treat a legend who came into the club as a manager, won us a league. You understand what I'm saying, right? Made us a little bit relevant after a few years of not looking good, right? The way we handled the Messi situation, I get it. That wasn't really much on him. At the end of the day, he didn't realize how bad things were until Messi came back. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's not forget about the Almani situation, Hafiz. The Almani situation, getting rid of Almani, right?
We didn't get rid of him. He quit himself. He didn't want to deal with the pressure. The reason people talk about a lot of people have left under Laporta. The reality is he sacked no one. The pressure and the stress of working for Barcelona is like no other club. You're working around the clock, 24 hours, 365 days a year. Some people can't do that. Aleman did that for a bit. He quit. He came back for like a month. Then he dipped again. I don't know what that is. Maybe he just Laporta asked him, maybe just finish your term and then you can dip. Some people can hack it. And look where Aleman's gone. He's gone nowhere. He was going to go to Villa. Didn't want to go to Villa. Other clubs are offering stuff. And look at him now. He's just sitting around jobless because everyone knows of his quality. But the reality is that the Barcelona job is too stressful. There's too much, constituents. And everyone, whether it's Eduard Romeu, Ferran Oliveira, all these, big names in and around the board that have all left because they want to leave, not because of bad blood, not because Laporta sacked them.
Because the pressure is too much, basically.
When the pressure's too much, the work is too much, maybe the stuff is unpredictable, moves too quickly, they do stuff last second, wherever it may be, it's based on their own opinion. So a lot of these things, whether you could also maybe look at who Laporta hires as well. He hires a lot of his friends, a lot of people he knows. That's just how he operates. He'd rather have people that he can trust than rather than people that can do a good job. That's his perspective. It's worked for him. Until it doesn't work, you can't criticize it. Same thing with Deco, right? Deco came in last summer, his first summer. We had no money. Yeah, he brought in Dani Olmo. That's pretty much it. That's all he could do. So you're like, you know what? We'll see how Deco does when he has a summer of freedom. 1-1 rule, see what he can really do. At the end of the day,
I'll give him that. Because here's the thing with me. Deco, for me, I didn't like. Listen, I understand what you mean when it comes to Armani. You're right. Armani resigned. Armani wasn't sacked. You understand what I'm saying, right? So I completely hear that. All right. Here's the thing with Armani. If you remember in the 22 season, right, we were told by Javier Tebas, the La Liga president, the absolute dickhead, right? He told us that we could not sign anyone in the 2022-23 season. Do you remember that? He came out and said our financial situation was so dire, we were not going to be able to sign anybody, right? And yet, in that summer, we signed Lewandowski, we signed Rafinha, we signed Frenkie on a free, we brought in Bellerin on a free, and we brought in Marcos Alonso on a free. Now, when you look at that transfer window, Frenkie was a great signing. For one season, we signed him, did a job, and then he left the following season, right? Right? Lewandowski, obviously, he's still here. He was a good signing. You understand what I'm saying, right? Rafinha now, maybe he had a slow start, but we are finally seeing our money's worth this season. You understand what I'm saying, right? Alonso and Bellerin, those didn't work. My thing is, right, at the end of the day, the one thing I will credit Armani is, Armani was very good at getting deals. He wasn't getting the most amazing deals, but he kind of got the players that we needed depth in. Like, I didn't want Bellerin, but I understood that Bellerin was there for a squad depth. So I was like, cool, he's not going to be our starting right back. You understand what I'm saying, right? I can take that. Marcos Alonso, I knew he wasn't going to be our starting left back or starting center back, so I was like, cool, but no problem, right? Lewandowski, he was going to be a striker. That's why we spent money on him. Rafinha was going to start. That's why we spent money on him, right? Kessie was on a free, and he just won the league with AC Milan before he joined us, right? Great deal. You understand what I'm saying, right? That's why I wanted, for me, that's how I was looking at this transfer window. But listen, I will say this. Maybe I might have gone a little bit, especially looking at it now.
It's different circumstances, right? Because we came up with that.
Circumstances we didn't actually go out and actually get some players because of this.
No. Because Alemán, his first summer where he did all that, he was improving from the worst Barcelona squad I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
Last summer, the reason why Laporta sacked Xavi in the end is because Xavi thought the squad was weak, whereas Laporta thought the squad was very strong. Because again, they made a lot of investments, they sold a lot of future assets to make the squad what it is today. Laporta and the board feel like this squad is good enough to compete on all fronts during the season. That's why they decided to change the manager. That's why they only made one improvement in the summer, which is bringing a 10 for the flick system, because no one in the squad can really play that 10 apart from Pedri, but he's just so much better in the 8.
In the 8. Yeah.
Exactly. We could have used the left winger, of course. I guess the money wasn't there and FFP wasn't on our side, so we decided to prioritize the 10 in Olmo. Maybe because Nico said no. That's a different story for a different day. So you had to compare to that, right? Deco's only job this past summer was to improve the squad once or twice, and that was it. That's what he did. And Iman's job was to do a whole entire overhaul. Xavi's coming in. You got to refresh. This squad's not good enough, and that's what he did. So you had to compare it with that. If Deco was given a big task like that, for example, to clear the whole thing, maybe that's when we can really judge him. But I just think that each situation is very different to their own, and it all doesn't lead up to where we are right now with the Pau Victor and Dani Olmo situation. It really comes down to what happened before Laporta came in, and it's a problem that's going to need 4 years to fix. We're now at the end or in the final stretch of the 4 years, and it's still affecting us, which just shows how difficult and how poor the situation was initially.
No, I mean, listen, don't get it twisted. I feel like maybe fans who are either not, how do I put it? They don't really have a knowledge of what is going on in the club. Like, listen, you and I, we do this. We're Barca YouTube fans, right? So we have to actually go and actually read into these stuff. That's how, for me, that's why when I especially look at this situation, I was very critical of Deco. And listen, I'm still critical of him, but still, I can't really give him more. I'm more lenient to him now when I'm looking at this situation where I'm like, could it be that maybe he understood that even if we sign players, we would not be able to register them? And maybe then that's why he didn't go out and actually sign players. If that's the case, cool. I'll give you that. You understand what I'm saying, right? And listen, you just mentioned it. I hope to God, bro, that we are like, listen, I get it. Our Victor situation is not great, right? I would love to keep both Paul Victor and Dani Olmo. But the reason the Dani Olmo situation for me is more important is because you just mentioned this. Dani Olmo is integral to Hansi Flick's system. You understand what I'm saying, right? Hansi Flick likes to play that number 10. And as much as you're right, Pedri can play the 10 role, Pedri's best area is not the 10, it's the 8. You understand what I'm saying, right? And we don't have any other players in the team that can really do the Olmo role. So I'm very, very, very much looking forward to that. But let me read some of these chats, guys, because I know a lot of you guys. Big up my guy here, Abhishek Sahar basically said this before we started. He said Laporta should resign. Listen, man, each to their own. I'm going to be very honest. I'm not Laporta out yet, like I mentioned. And you're right. We said it would take 4 years. Cool. We're in 2025 now, so this is the 4th year. And basically, you just mentioned the VIP, basically the VIP, if we said the VIP seats, how that could affect us. Okay, if that works out, then guess what? Every other thing we went through since the start of this, since the last 4 years, it will be worth it if it means that this year, by the end of this year, we can be able to go debt free and be able to go back to the 101 rule, right? It will be worth it, right? But at the end of the day, I just hope in the end we can do what we got to do. Big up to AJ, big up to you every single time, bro. It says, AJ says, freaking Laporta used the holiday as an excuse for the delay of the registration of Dani Olmo and Barca. Wait, who? Is he talking about Dani Olmo's vacation?
I don't know. I mean, Laporta is spending his whole entire Christmas break trying to get this deal over the line, so yeah, I don't know what he means by that.
Yeah, you might need to explain. This situation is too funny, bro. It's becoming a circus day by day. Yeah, tell me about it, man. We don't want to be. Trust me, man. Listen, many people. I feel like you know what it is. You know what the problem is, right? I feel like a lot of people who see us doing these videos think that, oh man, this is amazing content and all of this, bro. I don't want to be sitting here miserable. I know you don't either, bro. Like, do you know how, bro? I don't listen. I do. A lot of the people I talk to are not La Liga fans. They're Premier League fans, right? And they don't really know anything about what's happening. So when they see what's happening at my club, bro, they just start laughing at me without really knowing what is going on, bro. But it's crazy, really. But it is what it is. That's
pretty much our whole situation.
You've seen how every one of these Premier League teams now are basically looking at Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is available, this and this. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, I haven't lost hope yet. And the club have basically not lost hope yet. But everything else is just telling us that it's not going to be easy. And, bro, I just pray to God that we try to get out of this soon. There's bro, I procrastinate a lot, but Laporta procrastinates to the next level.
I don't even think he procrastinates, to be honest. I just think that he's just doing everything very slowly and takes his time with it because he feels like in the end he'll get it done, even if it's, midnight of the 31st.
So here we are, man. Here we are. Now, big up to you, Dave. Big up to you every time, bro. It says, also, this is also the reason why Nico Williams was 50-50 to join us. The amount of hate he got for that was crazy. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, that whole situation, he wanted to stay as well. So it is what it is. Pick up to Adam. He says, Laporta out. All right, man.
By the way, it's 1-0 Valencia against Real Madrid.
Oh, let's go! Come on, please, man. And can I just get something good today, man? I got my homie, my Madrid friend. His life right now. I'm sure he's losing his mind right now. Please, man, Valencia, give me a good day. I just need something to be happy about today, man.
Probably be a draw, for being honest. I don't think they'll win it, but
bro, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, just make me happy, bro. If they win, I'll be happy. Draw, bro. If I remember to drop points, I need everyone to drop points because we'll get into that as well, bro. Our form. Don't get it twisted. I know we're talking about Laporta, but we'll get into our form. Says, don't worry, guys. The Catalan mafia is gonna pay the correct people to get it done soon.
Hopefully.
Hey, listen, man. Hey. You know, beggars can't be choosers, man. Basically, it says Deco is such a Brazilian market expert, but he bought Victor Roque. I mean, to be fair, Victor Roque hasn't actually been doing that badly at Betis, but I wouldn't have it back,
Hmm.
to be honest. I think that, you know, I think I think he made that move way too early. It's like the Emerson deal. You remember when we signed Emerson? It's very
Yeah.
similar to that. Yeah. So this is MJ for this is so basically what happened, Laporta used holiday as an excuse of the reason why the papers were delayed, knowing that the holidays, or basically he's talking about the Christmas and the New Year.
Uh, but they were sent in on time though. Everything with all the paperwork was sent. That's why the club released an official announcement like 6 p.m. on the 31st. They said everything has been submitted. We're now just waiting for a response. So everything's already submitted in time. Even La Liga confirmed it as well. But the La Liga just said they released a statement. La Liga saying that they were unregistered because the payment wasn't confirmed. But the payment is now here today. So we'll see if Barcelona can finesse it.
Listen, man, we need to do anything. I'm at a position now where, and you know what's funny? Because I saw something yesterday about, do you know that apparently, I think this happened back in like 2014 to Getafe, where Pedro Leon, or who was a Getafe,
Mm,
didn't get registered. And then basically he basically they didn't register him for, I guess, until January or something like that. Because basically, you know, they were too late to do it.
yeah, I remember reading about that. But when it's Barcelona, it's a bit different, I guess.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I just pray to God that by the end of the day, bro, we get this situation fixed. Because I'm gonna be very honest with you, man. I
I don't know if we will. It's been a bit quiet today.
no, bro. See, this is the thing, bro. It's Friday. I went to the mosque earlier today. I should have been praying. I went to pray, but I should have been praying that this thing works. I don't know why I missed it.
I think they. I think at this rate they probably won't play tomorrow against Barbastro, but hopefully they'll be registered for the Super Cup. If they're not registered for the Super Cup, that's just there's no defending that. It's very embarrassing.
I mean, listen, tomorrow's game. Let's be real. We should win that.
Yeah,
Let's.
Paulo Victor probably would have played that game. Dani Olmo maybe wouldn't have, but doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter. We
I
know
think
that.
I think if they're not there for that game, it's not the end of the world. It's just for me the Super Cup. They have to be on that plane
And that's the
and
yeah,
eligible, of
you're
course.
right. You're right. That's where I am too. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be real with you. Tomorrow's game, we can literally be our third string team, bro. Honestly, we should win that game. Let's be real. All due respect to them, to Barbestro. Listen, you guys are cool. You know what I'm saying. I'm sure you guys, you guys are a great club. But listen, man, if we don't win that game, these guys do not want to see me. But listen, at the end of the day, I'll say this though. Here's the thing. You remember what you said something earlier about the Xavi situation, where you said that Xavi basically told Laporta that he felt like this team wasn't good enough, right? Now, it's a good thing that we segue to that because here's the thing, bro. You and I, the last time we did the show, we started our phone started to unravel. It's completely unraveled now. Now
Yeah.
it's completely unraveled. Like the old Barcelona, last season's Barcelona is back, right? We are
Mhm.
officially back again, right? And
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be very real with you, man, Xavi was right. Let's call it for what it is. Once we get out of this debt, bro, I want to see a complete clearance, bro, of this team.
It doesn't need a clearance. He's right. Of course, the squad's I don't think good enough to compete on all four fronts.
Hmm.
But I think it's almost there. I think you're maybe a left winger and full back away. Of course, you can make other improvements because by the time you fix those ones, Lewandowski will be quite old, and you have to get another striker and stuff like that. But I think there's only, I would say, four holes in this team, as opposed to what Xavi was saying to Laporte, saying that he wanted to know a lot more players than Laporte wanted to go out and spend. So
I'm gonna be very honest.
I'm kind of in the middle. I can see Laporta saying that this squad is good, which I think it is. And I can see what Xavi say that this squad isn't good enough. But we've seen, peak flick how well this team can play. So we would just see more of that. But I think the squad is close to being really, really good. I wouldn't say it's strong, and I wouldn't say it's very weak. But it is a lot of the same players that
I
have
mean,
been,
look,
screwing
there
up
is
over the
certain
past few
players
years.
I would keep. Don't get it twisted. There is players I would keep. I think after the season we've seen so far, I would keep Rafinha because he's shown that under the right system, you can get the best out of him. You understand what I'm saying, right? So yes, I'll keep him, right? Lewandowski, bro. If I'm gonna be real, bro, we need to look. If we can go out next summer, bro. Right now, you've seen basically. You just mentioned it. We talked about this on our first episode of the show, right? Where we talked about Jonathan David. Jonathan David is on a free this summer, right? You can't do any worse than bringing in a player like that to bring competition to Lewandowski. You understand what I'm saying, right? You can't do much worse than that. This guy is one of the best players in League 1. He's been doing his thing in League 1 for seasons now. You understand what I'm saying, right? Jonathan Tah, I feel like that deal is gonna happen. Like that's one of those deals that we already know it's gonna happen soon. You understand what I'm saying, right? In the summer, right? Okay, so we have another centre back coming in. You understand what I'm saying, right? I honestly think we need to get new fullbacks. I'm gonna be very honest, because Koundé is not a fullback. Koundé is not a fullback. He's a centre back playing fullback. We need to go and get another fullback. We need to get another left back. Because Alejandro Balde, bro, I'm gonna be very honest with you. He maybe might have a future at the club. He's just not at the level of what we've seen in our lives. You understand what I'm saying, right? And I don't think, honestly, without respect to him, maybe he might prove me wrong. But dude, I haven't seen enough of him to tell me that he can go to that next level. You understand what I'm saying, right? And that's why I was saying, for me, I think that Barcelona should, like, I know, you know how basically in the past few seasons, right? I know basically, when it comes to the financial situation at the club, we were hit harder than many other clubs in La Liga. Don't get it twisted, right? But let's not get it twisted. Everyone else suffered through their own issues. You've seen what happened to Sevilla had an issue financially during the pandemic. Even Madrid were not exempt. The problem with Madrid is it wasn't just as bad as us. But you see how they dealt with it. They weren't going out to buy players anymore. They were just getting players on the free. You understand what I'm saying, right? They got in Alaba on a free, Rudiger on a free. You understand what I'm saying, right? Mbappe on a free. Maybe they might have splashed a few millions here and there, right? But they weren't really going out like we know Madrid can go out to actually go out and buy players. This is why even in the summer, they're bringing Mbappe. They didn't go and get a recruit replacement. You understand what I'm saying, right? They should have gone out and get a recruit replacement. We don't know why they didn't do that. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because they also have to adhere to the rules. Maybe it's because if they did that, they might have had the same issues as we are. Who knows? You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And even clubs like Valencia, you've seen how they follow. But with Valencia, I'm more of the part where I'm like, I think it's more to do with the fact that they have terrible owners. You understand what I'm saying, right? Their owners are one of the worst owners. You understand what I'm saying? But still, I just think that in certain situations, as the president of La Liga, as the president of the club, the guy in charge, you have to find ways of dealing with it. And credit to Laporta, you've done a good job. You've not been perfect, but at the end of the day, we don't expect perfection. You're not always going to get everything right. You understand what I'm saying, right? But I just think that there are certain things for him he needs to improve on. You understand what I'm saying, right? We need to stop the last minute thing. I feel like this whole Dani Olmo situation should teach us a lesson to start speeding up processes. You understand what I'm saying? Not risk it until the final day. Because if La Liga decide to give us the leeway and say, all right, cool, we'll give you a few more days. And then we're able to register him. Guess what? The rest of the league, the other teams in the league are going to be looking at it and saying, listen, if Barcelona get away with that, we want the same thing for us too. And I feel like that's why I feel like a lot of La Liga clubs right now are looking at us, are dealing with us the way they are. They're stopping us because they're like, listen, keep the same energy. You guys will probably not give us the chance that you're giving to Barcelona. Maybe that's how they're looking at it.
Yeah.
Right? I have to just look at it from a Barca's point of view. And I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, man, if they give us an opportunity, give us an opportunity. But let's also be honest, La Liga understand, bro. Barcelona is a cash cow for La Liga. Real Madrid is a cash cow for La Liga. Atletico is a cash cow for La Liga. You have a 3-horse race right now. Everybody's watching La Liga right now. You wanna bring eyes to this league. So how are you gonna bring eyes to this league? How are you gonna do it? You're gonna have to let the best players come to La Liga. And the thing with the salary cap is it's stopping a lot of teams from getting the players like we've seen back in the 2010s. Look at how good La Liga was back in the 2010s. It's not the same anymore, right? Because basically they're doing the whole salary cap thing. And listen, I know it helps a lot with the smaller clubs, but when it comes to the bigger clubs, it affects them and it's gonna affect the league too.
Yeah. That's what we're really relying upon.
Yeah. Big up to he says, big up to NJ Food. He says Jonathan Davis apparently linked to Inter and Milan. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Inter Milan are very good at signing players, bro. The last few years, bro, dude, I'm not gonna lie, that Morati guy is a G, man. The way that guy always gets deals. I don't know how he does it, bro. Do you guys see? You see the players he keeps signing? He keeps signing these old Finnish players, and yet still is always there and thereabouts. Makes no sense to me, man. Absolutely crazy. Because AK says we need two fullbacks, a winger, and a striker. This is what I said too, man.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty good. That's spot on.
Yeah, it says 2-1 Milan against Juventus. Oh, okay, cool. There we go. It says if Barcelona lose tomorrow, oh my god. I swear to God, man. Nah.
We won't lose. This question is, will we make it hard for ourselves or not?
We better not.
Remember, this team is the exact same as last season. They played this exact game at this exact time last season, so it should be that much of a difference.
No, I hear you.
Like if you look at the starting lineup, I was doing my match preview today. The starting lineup.
Check the match preview, guys. Make sure you guys go and check Barcelona boys match preview. I'm gonna drop a match preview later on my channel, but make sure.
Like for our starting lineup, the only player that we don't have now is Joao Felix. Everyone else is the exact same. So just replace Joao Felix for Ansu Fati, you could say pretty much, and it's basically the same team, same stadium. The atmosphere won't be bigger or anything like that. So hopefully the players can be able to adapt to it.
Bro, praise be to Allah, bro. These guys better not lose tomorrow. I'm telling you, man. Barcelona have not given me a new year because of this whole situation. I am not ready to give me something to smile about. At least, you understand what I'm saying? Like, let's batter them tomorrow. I want to see a complete beatdown. I want to see these guys' frustrations. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see these players like show how angry they are. You understand what I'm saying,
hopefully. We always hope for this. In the end, it always comes back the opposite. So we'll have to wait and see how they do.
Yeah, let's see. But listen. Let's also talk about something else. Have you seen the Frenkie de Jong interview?
I have, yeah.
What did you think of what the things he said, man? Because he said a lot of things, bro.
I mean, he's kind of accurate about the 3 trophies in 4 years. If you told me that, I wouldn't have believed you either.
Basically.
Him saying about his contract. I mean, he's trying to. When a player who has 1 year left in his deal, it always depends on momentum on which side between the club and the player has the advantage in terms of negotiation. I think he's just trying to give himself some control. Again, what I still hear is that the club want to keep him and he wants to stay. So we'll wait and see if they can maybe strike an agreement. Again, we of course offered him a renewal. Last year, it was on the table for a whole year. He didn't answer. He didn't even, acknowledge or anything like that. So Frenkie de Jong's a player that's I'm very 50-50 on. If he stays, cool. If he leaves, cool. I'm not bothered either way. He's not a player that I'm going to, bend over backwards for and preach and pray that he stays. So we'll wait and see how negotiations do take place. But I think it's a very interesting situation, which you don't really know who has the advantage between Barcelona and the player side.
Bro, you know what? I feel like with De Jong, a part of me, I know a lot of people have said a few things, but I'm going to be very honest with you. I feel like with De Jong, this was kind of coming. The way he reacted. You know why? Because let's be real, right? This guy for the last, 2 seasons? Two seasons, right? His last 2 seasons where he's been linked out of the club, right? Everybody has been linking him out of the club. Every season, it seems like there's always something about De Jong that's coming out of the club, right? And he, to be fair, credit to him, has actually not really been saying much. He has not been saying a lot. You understand what I'm saying, right? I feel like this is all. I feel like all of this is just an encapsulation of everything he's gone through for the last 2 years. Because he's just been hearing so many negative things about him. I feel like eventually he just snapped and just said, "Listen, man, I'm gonna say what I have to say." You understand what I'm saying, right? And look. You just mentioned it, bro, because I'm in the same stage as you, where I am in a situation where I'm like, you staying and you leaving at this point doesn't really matter to me. No, with all due respect, you are a great player, and I would love to keep you if you want to stay. But I'm not in a position where I'm begging you to stay. That time has passed. You understand what I'm saying, right? You've now become a indispensable player in this current team right now. Right?
How he plays from now to the end of the season will definitely have a big impact too. If he does well, he gets back into the team, how important he will be. And on the opposite side too, if he doesn't play, wasn't that important, all this will affect.
Guys, something I don't know. Something went wrong. Because hold on. I'm sure he'll be back soon, guys. I'm sure he'll be back. Network just went off. Oh, there we go. He's back. He's back. He's back. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Did I cut out or you cut out?
No, you did. You did.
I did. My bad.
Yeah,
My bad.
Anyway, but yeah, you were just mentioning about his Netherlands, basically.
Yes, I was basically saying that a lot of I think the deciding factor in his future will be how he plays from now until June. Whether he plays well, gets back in the team, is an important player, will help him a lot and give him more advantage in the negotiation. If he doesn't play well, he's not in the team too much, you'll probably end up leaving, I think, to be honest. So I think a lot of it will come down to how he plays. If he wants to play for his future at the club, he'll play well. If he wants to play for a move away, we'll probably dictate that in his performances.
I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I feel like at this point, you just mentioned it. That's how the club should be looking at it. Because, look, let's be real, right? At the end of the day, we spend a lot of money on Frenkie de Jong. You understand what I'm saying, right? De Jong was supposed to be. Let's be real. De Jong was supposed to be a how do I put this? He was supposed to be an Iniesta type, Xavi type midfielder, right? He was supposed to be the mainstay in that midfield, where everybody else can be rotated. He's going to be the key, the golden child in that midfield. That's what he was supposed to be, right? And look, he's had his moments. But the thing I've always said about De Jong is this, because I'm always someone who likes to assess footballers, right? Whether for my team or outside my team, right? And the part this season, the reason I had to really assess De Jong, because this is his 5th season at the club. Now we're in his 6th year. You understand what I'm saying, right? He's been at this club now for 6 years. I always say, with the thing with De Jong is, he's a very good player, but the one thing about De Jong is not, there's not one thing you can say about De Jong where you're like, this is his special. This is what he's so much better than everyone else. I don't know about you. Do you know anything where you could say, and all our midfielders, he's the best at? What would you say that would be?
I think his best position is to play alongside a midfielder in a double pivot. I think he's more of a makeshift between a 6 and an 8 is how I would describe him. He's not really an 8 where you rely on a lot of him, talent in the final third and, creating chances. He's not really a 6 where you rely on him defensively. He's kind of in between. So having a player like him in a double pivot is very, very nice to have alongside, I would say, more so of a 6, like a Casado or a Bernal. The issue is that we have so many players of his profile. Now that we play with one less midfielder, it's harder for him to potentially get in. But again, squad depth is important. You can't play the same players week in, week out. Players get injured. There's games every other day. We have 8 games in June, potentially 6, which of course is crazy. So I think Frenkie can definitely be of use of the squad. Maybe not on his current wages, but it really comes down to him if he wants to have kind of that, maybe not guarantee spot, but maybe first name off the bench kind of position. Because you look at other top clubs in Europe, so their midfield are pretty secured long term. He wants to make a downgrade to go to like Man United or something like that.
Bayern Munich, to be fair, apparently Bayern Munich are looking at him. I would say, what? Well, probably say maybe Bayern Munich midfield. But Bayern Munich midfield is to be changed if you've seen the midfield. Like I know I speak to a lot of Bayern Munich fans. They are not a fan of their midfield. I think they understand Paulinho. The Goretzka looks like he's finished. Kimmich looks like he might be joining us with everything that's going on right now.
He might come in to replace Frenkie.
You know what I mean? I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, Bayern Munich, you want to talk? We can talk, bro. Hey, listen, you guys need a midfielder. You guys need a midfielder like a De Jong. Come and get De Jong, man. We actually need a player like Kimmich. Because Kimmich, I think his problem right now in Bayern Munich is that he's been played in right back and he hates it there. And basically, he wants to be played in midfield, but the company doesn't want to play him in midfield. You understand what I'm saying, right? So that's what he's kind of like making him reconsider his future at the club.
But going to Bayern Munich and win the Bundesliga every year and maybe having a chance to win the Champions League is different towards Barcelona when you compete on all fronts. It's intense. It's high-level football. Not saying Bayern isn't, but Bayern Munich, you're
You're
basically
basically the best team already. It's you.
yeah, and then
And
your season really just gets dictated on the Champions League. Really, we
Facts.
saw now with Harry Kane making that move there. He still hasn't won a trophy with them yet. So I think the only, of course, there's no step up from Barcelona, but a step at the level of Barcelona would be
It's very
maybe
hard.
an Arsenal, of course, like a Man City.
Premier League.
I put yeah, I'd put Premier League top clubs. I'd put Bayern Munich like just below that, but it's down to him really.
Bayern Munich, I got a lot of Bayern Munich friends. They're not gonna be happy to hear that. But I would say this. I kind of hear where you're coming from. But here's the thing with De Jong. I think when it comes to De Jong, I think De Jong just, if he is gonna leave, he'll probably just want to go to an environment where he feels like he's wanted. Maybe he just feels that at the
Maybe
club. Maybe he just feels that at the club he's how do I put this? He's
not valuable.
exactly. He's not valued, right? And listen, I'm gonna be very honest. I've been very, very patient with De Jong. Here's the thing with me. I got to a position where I'm just like, the club gave you a contract, right? It's not like the club where like, all right, we want you to leave. We're not gonna give you a new contract. This and this. The club gave you a new contract. Apparently, they gave him a good deal, and he was the one who basically went the whole year without responding. Now at that point, now I have to look at you, Leo, because I'm just like, okay, it's not like the club didn't want you. The club have made it very clear they want to keep you. You're now the one who basically haven't said a word to the club. You did not tell the club, oh, I need more time, or I'll sign when I'm ready, or I don't plan on signing at all. You just mute. And then the club now have to think about the club. That's where the club have to do. The club have to think about the club. Because this is the thing, man. We can't keep focusing on you. We don't want to lose a player for free. You're hearing the Araujo situation. Apparently, if Araujo doesn't sign a new contract, he's going to be sold in the summer. You see, you're hearing that. Because basically, we are basically we're moving the process of giving them a new deal. You understand what I'm saying, right? So if he doesn't sign by the end of the season, he's also going to be in the transfer list. Same thing with De Jong. You understand what I'm saying, right? And for those things, I'm all for it. I'm gonna be very honest. Let me rephrase. Let me first of all rephrase. When it comes to Araujo is our best defender when he's fit. I would love to keep Araujo. Don't get it twisted. And Araujo has had a lot of injury problems, so I don't expect him. I don't expect the club to just come in and say, you come back from injury, contract right there, sign it instantly. You understand what I'm saying, right? Give the guy time, let him come back to the team. I would love for him to play tomorrow if I'm gonna be real. Just give him some game time. Give him some time on the pitch. You understand what I'm saying, right? That's where I am now. Where I'm like, listen, give him time. Let him get back to the team. Let him get him back to the starting lineup. Let him enjoy his football again. And then before the end of the season, listen. You've had time. You come back from injury. You recover. What's the deal now? You understand what I'm saying, right? Because we really want to keep you here. You understand what I'm saying? We want you to be the key in the midfield, right? We have Jonathan Tah coming next season. We want him to partner with you. We want Kobashi to learn from you. You understand what I'm saying, right? You are basically the center back piece in the team. You understand what I'm saying, right? Sign the deal, and then if he signs it, then we're good. You understand what I'm saying, right? And now next season for me is study for next season, right? If we do that, let's go and get some new right backs. Let's go, and hopefully we can get Kimmich in the summer. I would love to have Kimmich. You understand what I'm saying? If we get Kimmich in the defensive midfield, I think that if we keep Olmo, I would have no problem with that midfield. You understand what I'm saying, right? Then let's go out and get a winger. You understand what I'm saying? Next season, it is integral we go out and get a left winger. Because I know Rafinha is playing over there, but you've seen this season the overplaying of Yamal, what he's doing to him. Let's not ruin this kid's career, bro. I'm tired, man. This kid is young. Like, you understand what I'm saying, right? He cannot be playing this amount of games. Let's put Rafinha back to the right and make them compete for that position. You understand what I'm saying? Because we all know Yamal has time. Yamal has so much time. He will eventually make that right wing his position. You understand what I'm saying, right? And so let's go out and get maybe a Nico Williams, a Rafael Leao, whoever it is. You understand what I'm saying, right? But let's just try and do that next season. But as far as today is concerned, Rafael, I'm just like you, man. I know you're going to be keeping your eye on this whole situation. Let's just pray to God, bro, by the end of the night tonight, bro, we get some good news. Because, bro, at the end of the day, bro, I need some good news, bro. This whole new year hasn't been good for me. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. We were supposed to do a show today. I almost canceled. Basically, my computer, right? My keyboard is broken. So I can't even use my keyboard. Look. I had to buy this I had to buy this yesterday. Oh, I'm literally doing the show today, bro. New Year has not been this 2025 has not been a good start for me personally or football wise. So let's read some of these chats and Hafez has to go, guys. But listen, big up to you, Hafez, every single time. Listen, we're gonna be like I said, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my guy Hafez. We've been doing the show now. This is our third episode of the show. We try to do this maybe every 2-3 weeks. You understand what I'm saying, right? When things are out, new things come out of the club. Listen, we do this every 2-3 weeks. We don't want to be coming out here talking about the same thing over and over. I mean, think about it. Every time we've done the show, something always happens, bro. So we always have to talk about. But yeah, I always love doing the show with you. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. And let's read some of these. One thing is the way he played for Ajax and for Holland cannot be replicated at Barcelona. Basically, he's talking about De Jong, right? Basically,
yeah. I mean, we've seen how well he can play under when he played under Koeman. That was probably his best season with Barcelona. And again, De Jong really operates well in double pivot. So now that we do play in that kind of system, we'll wait and see how he does develop. Again, he hasn't had time to really get integrated, come to the team. He's still scared about his ankle and all this sort of stuff. So
right.
Once he really gets a run in this team, we'll see if he can adapt or not. But I think this is probably the second, maybe the best system he can play with Barcelona. So I think we'll just have to wait and see for his chance.
I mean, I hear it. I hope we can get that done. Hopefully, that whole situation. Because honestly, man, I'm tired. I don't want to hear any more De Jong situations. It's either he stays this season, signs a new contract and stays, or he doesn't sign a contract and we sell him in the summer. Bro, let's end this, bro. Because, dude, I know you're tired. I'm tired too, man. Like, we don't want to hear any more De Jong talk next season. No more. But big up to NJ Footy, man. It says that at the end of the day, winning trophies is the most important thing. It's the most important. Doesn't matter which team you play for. I think he's talking about the Bayern Munich thing. But listen, man, Bayern Munich is different. You mentioned it. You see, there's a reason why, in the end, Lewandowski, who was playing for Bayern Munich, won the treble, almost won the Ballon d'Or, did all of those things, broke records. In the end, why did he leave Bayern Munich to join Barcelona? Dude, the guy won the league there every season he was there, bro. He wanted to know what it was like to be in a league where he can actually be pressured to win a trophy, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, big up to Rahud Miles. He says we would sign Dani and Paul Victor. I mean, hopefully we can, bro. Hopefully we can. Big up to Rahul again. He says, Omar, we needed to do great things to register. We needed to do great things to register of bro. Some of these chats. But basically, I think he's just talking about the upcoming transfers, basically.
Yeah.
Just Omar. Big up to you, Dave. Yeah, listen, man. Yeah, listen. I get blamed there every single week, man. Big up to my guys here. He says, like 5 years with Barcelona, 3 trophies is kind of disappointing. I mean, listen, he's not wrong. But listen, guys, we are gonna wrap up. This is a week. This has been another amazing episode of Barcelona Blaugrana Buzz, ladies and gentlemen. This is a show we're gonna be doing, like I said, every 2-3 weeks. So if anything happens in the club, hopefully next time, the next episode comes, we're actually happy, bro. Because dude,
hopefully, man, it's been a long time.
Bro, we're just getting more miserable every single time the show comes around, bro. It's about time. Let's have some good news next time we come out here, man. But unfortunately not this time, Mike. Unfortunately not this time. This time I'm actually gonna be raiding my other homie. But big up to Mike's, man. Big up to Mike. We're gonna be raiding Football Carnage, bro. My Madrid friend, bro. Madrid are losing right now. I think. Are they still losing?
They're still losing, yeah.
They're still losing. Okay, guys. We're gonna be going redirected to Football Carnage. Go put Omar BYT red and hold that to my guy. Hopefully they lose this game, bro. If they lose, I'm gonna smoke that guy in the comments, bro. But listen, guys, been an amazing show, man. Make sure you guys go, like I said, go subscribe to Barcelona Boy. Link is in the title. Like I always say before we end all of these streams, Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya, and peace, you guys. Take care.